Well, ladies and gentlemen. Don't mind me just putting down my Spider-Man cup. Nothing to see here. Get the seat up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Feeling nice and smooth. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we hit 300 subscribers with my troops. We actually hit 300 subscribers about a couple of days ago, but I was in the middle of editing the new DayZ video, day 3. Those videos take forever to get processed, man. Literally, it took me 2 days to process that one. So that's the reason why I didn't make this video sooner. I was supposed to make it that day, but my editing software was frozen for like 30 years. Anyways, that's besides the point. I seriously want to thank every single last one of you, specifically 305 of you guys watching this video. I want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your life to come watch me. Even if it's doing stupid shit, whatever it is, you are here, you are part of the community now, and I appreciate you dearly, and I can't wait to just keep growing more with our community that we are building. The Jacob Melendo, it's what we're striving for. It's what we're striving for. But what do we have for today's video? We are going to be doing a Spider-Man ranking, considering that Spider-Man Brand New Day is only 2 weeks away from dropping in theaters. I am super excited for it. I know you guys are. So I thought, what's not a better idea than to go ahead and rank the Spider-Man movies, because I don't even really personally know what I have them ranked for. So that's what we're going to be doing for today's video. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below for more video ideas. I'm taking suggestions, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys know how my ranking goes if you've seen the DC ranking video that I did with my friend Darian. I think you should give me that.
The chicken wing?
This is how we do it. We have It Was Perfect, 10 out of 10. There was no flaws. We have White Pants. I creamed myself. Great time. I just had a great time with it. I didn't cream my pants, but it was still overall a well experience. I mean, it's alright, right? I mean, like, it's nothing crazy. Definitely not probably gonna watch this movie more than twice. You know, it was okay. Disappointed to say the least. I was absolutely disappointed. I will not be watching this movie again. And my favorite, shit. Okay, it was just horrible, horrendous, and it should have never been made. So I hope you guys have your snacks, you guys have your cup of water, or whatever you have. Let's get into the ranking. First one up is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
This is the Spider-Man movie that I am sure, as myself and many of you, have grown up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I'm hearing that it's some kind of trend to say that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies are actually just nostalgic now, that they're actually, you know, overrated movies. And I have to say, to take it easy. What are you guys talking about? Tobey Maguire is set the foundation of what cinematic Spider-Man movies are. He is forever the GOAT. People may have strong feelings about his Peter Parker not being so strong, but you know, at the end of the day, you know what it was like to watch that movie for the first time. Hell, I know I don't. I was maybe 3 years old when this movie came out, but I definitely grew up, and by the time that I was 9, I had seen it like a million times. So I personally have to say, ooh, okay, I realized I was doing a ranking list here. Okay, I have a legitimate reason why we're gonna put it in the It Was Perfect. Think about it like this. As far as we've gotten with Spider-Man content in the past, as far as like any kind of animated series or any kind of live action that was, you know, not the best CGI, jumping in to this new era of Spider-Man, I like, just put yourself in the thought of going to the theater to watch this for the first time and never seeing anything like this before. It was perfect. Moving right along to the second in Tobey Maguire's trilogy, we have Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus. I mean, we gotta be real. We all could relate to what that midlife crisis felt like. when you were feeling down, you didn't know who you were, right? That is exactly what Spider-Man 2 did for us. They showed us that even in the darkest days, hope will forever shine through. Was that a bar? Wait a second. Do I think Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man? I do think I'll take Spider-Man over Spider-Man 2. I do think I'll do that. But they're not too far. Hell, I would put them maybe in the same category. But I think some of the pacing with Spider-Man 2 has a little bit of not a major issue, just a little bit. And Spider-Man 3. The final in Tobey Maguire's trilogy. Now, I have to say, the majority of the audience is that I feel that they strongly say that this is where his trilogy took a dive. And I personally disagree. Okay, I don't think Spider-Man 3 is a bad movie. Hell, I don't even think it was like an alright. I think Spider-Man 3, I would put it in white pants, me personally. And I am. This is my ranking list. What the fuck? What am I doing here? It's mine. Spider-Man 3 also going with white pants. Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 personally are in the same level of cinema to me. Because you can say all of it. You can say all the bad things that you want. But the highs in Spider-Man 3, the fucking highs in that movie? Are we kidding me? We got the symbiote black suit. We have not seen the symbiote black suit in ages. Maybe we'll see it in Secret Wars. Maybe. I'm like, maybe we're pushing it. This is the last time we saw the symbiote suit with Spider-Man. And it was a beautiful, perfect adaptation of what it was. And the scene of him in the church, like, we don't forget that. We won't ever forget that. We have the Amazing Spider-Man. With Andrew Garfield, this was the reboot. And I'm going to tell you right now, the only problem that I have with this movie is the suit. Other than that, this movie is going straight into the white pants category. Okay? Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, in my opinion, is when we elevated to what we thought that, okay, yeah, Spider-Man, with Tobey Maguire, 2, 3, those swinging scenes. Oh, they were great, right? We loved the CGI, the nuance of it. Then The Amazing Spider-Man blew that shit out of the water. The Amazing Spider-Man duo, like those movies, they to me personally, they have the best swinging ever. Now, I have to say, my only take with the Lizard is I wish that he did look more, like, monstrous, right? From, like, I would say, the Ultimate Spider-Man series, or kind of anything from the comics, really. They, like, went with a more realistic kind of take with the Lizard. I would have much preferred if it was a more, like freaking dinosaur-looking kind of lizard. Especially, like, with the freaking bones sticking out of the spine. I would have loved that. Moving on to The Amazing Spider-Man 2. We're going to also put that in the white pants category. It was a fucking fantastic. I creamed so hard to that movie. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 has the best swinging in any Spider-Man movie, period. Obviously, Brand New Day has not come out yet, and that might change, right? They have a shot at the champion title. But until then, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, with just like the ripples within the suit, I mean, just the design, you could see that there was like actual mathematical equations with his swinging, the altitude, and all of that shit. I could tell when watching those scenes. And then we also got one of the greatest suits for The Amazing Spider-Man, right? I mean, like, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was a jump of an increase for the suit, because I don't know what the hell they were thinking for that Amazing Spider-Man. I despise that suit with a passion. I love that movie has such a phenomenal love story in it. It's one of the best. It's better than Mary Jane. Like, it's anything. Honestly, nothing tops The Amazing Spider-Man 2, swinging, you know, the quipping around, the funny taunting, the effects, Electro, like it was genuinely a white pants experience. Next up, we have Spider-Man Homecoming. Tom Holland, his first ever standalone Spider-Man movie, and I'm gonna have to be honest, Spider-Man Homecoming, that's gonna have to go in the, I mean, it's alright. Obviously, when I was younger and I saw the trailer, you know, it's Spider-Man. I love anything Spider-Man, so obviously, no matter what, I was very excited at the time. But even my younger self, watching Spider-Man Homecoming, I was just like, yo, what was Spider-Man about that movie? Like, I despised how bad he wanted to be a part of, like, this big level Avengers thing. And, you know, just being a big part of Spider-Man's whole thing is that he looks out for the little guys. You know, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's what Spider-Man is there for. And, you know, I kind of felt him a little annoying in this movie. Next up on the tier list, we have Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
It is, Miles. A leap of faith.
Like, what's up, danger? Like, what's up, danger?
That movie is going right into, it was a great time, right? I am, what I like to say, when it comes to animated films, I am very, very picky with my animated films, right? And I just feel like that movie's a little too much for me, okay? And people praise that Spider-Verse movie. They praise that franchise alone, both of them. But for me, I kind of just look at them as, you know, they're just there for me. It was fun. I love it. It's a good movie. But I'm not going to put it, like, over any of the live-action movies, aside from Homecoming, obviously, we could see here. Next up, we have Spider-Man Far From Home. A significant jump from Homecoming. I am also going to be putting that into the, it was a great time, right? I love the whole traveling to another country vibe. I love him, like, wanting to, like, leave Spider-Man alone. This was right after Avengers Endgame, so I love this movie just because of the feeling and the ambiance that we get, and we kind of try to rush into MJ, you know, like we were trying to get that started in this movie, and the post-credit scene to that movie was amazing. It's set to be one of the best Spider-Man end credit scenes of all time. Spider-Man No Way Home. That is going right into the white pants category. I creamed so hard watching that movie, for sure. Watching that movie about 1,000 times, I can recognize that movie does have issues. So it's definitely not, it was perfect, okay? It was not a, it was perfect movie, but it was definitely white pants, right? It's definitely cream worthy. We brought back the OGs, and they weren't just there for nostalgic feeling. They were there to serve a purpose. However, I do disagree with people that say if you were to take Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man out of the movie, that the movie is still a phenomenal and great movie. I would say that maybe if you were to take out Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, this movie's no longer in white pants. This movie goes right down to a great time, right? It drops down a point. That nostalgic feeling plays a huge factor, but it was just great that it also wasn't just nostalgic. It served purpose. So if you take that purpose away from the movie, it doesn't matter if it was a nostalgic feeling gone or not. That purpose for Tom's character is now gone. So that definitely is going to take it down a couple of points. So they definitely play a huge role. Here are some images actually with me and my kind of group that I went with to go see that movie. It was just, there was no other feeling like that. And I don't think I could ever have a theater experience like that, just because the sentimental value that Spider-Man holds with me in my heart is just completely different. Up on the ranking list, we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
I'm going to tell you right now, this movie was like, it was okay. It's in the same category as Spider-Man Homecoming, in my opinion. I am not failing to recognize the absolute beautiful, artistic way that this movie is portrayed with all of its art styles, the different animations. I love all of that. I just simply couldn't give a shit. And I just feel that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, right? Like, it had cool moments. It had great moments. But storyline-wise, like people give this movie a 10 out of 10. And to me, that's ridiculous. People put this movie over the live-action Spider-Man movies, and I would never do that. Next one we have is Venom: The Last Dance, but we're just going to go right into Venom. I'm going to put Venom in the it was alright category, okay? I love the first Venom movie, but I can recognize that it's not this highly praised Sony Venom project, okay? They definitely, in this movie, you could tell that they went for the anti-hero kind of feel. And Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, I am also not the biggest fan of that casting, but that still doesn't change the fact that I think he did great, right? I just thought maybe a better actor, maybe such as, let me see, who. This would be so weird, but I think like an Edward Norton could probably play like a good Eddie Brock, right? And yeah, before we knew that they were going to go the anti-hero route, seeing the trailer for Venom, are we kidding me? I mean, it looked like it was going to be a fantastic movie. It did well enough to get a trilogy. However, I don't think it was like perfect. I love it personally. I remember seeing it opening night. Moving to the second one, we have Venom: Let There Be Carnage. This one is going right into the disappointed category. It was the biggest downfall of a movie. Let me be very clear. Venom, the first one, was not a horrible movie, okay? It wasn't this big, awesome, phenomenal movie, but it wasn't horrible. It was okay. It would have been really nice to keep that pace, but it dropped, right? I mean, you would think that with Carnage, it was going to be a drastic increase, right? Because I know for a fact, like I said, man, trailers and announcements really do a big portion on getting people stirred up and ready for these films. Because just the idea, the concept of something happening can be a lot better than the actual final project itself. And that's exactly what Let There Be Carnage was, right? It was genuinely not that good of a movie. It was really bad. They really kind of went with like Venom being this like sad, depressed, not knowing what he wants in life, and just like kind of giving him some personality, which what the fuck? I personally hated it so much. Like, I hate that Venom is in a club dancing. I hate that with a passion. That pisses me off. And we have Venom: The Last Dance.
We're gonna need to work on that.
Now, this is going to go in it was alright. This one kept the same pace as the first one. We've accepted the fact that Venom in this movie, that's just how he is. He is not this monstrous monster that constantly wants to eat and terrorize the world and be a villain, right? Sony created this Venom, and with this last movie, while you're watching it, all the way until the end, spoiler alert, up until his death, you really just kind of were like, wow, I am going to miss you a little bit. But it was just because we had an acceptance with that's the Venom that they were portraying, and that's why I was able to enjoy the movie more. Now moving on to Morbius. Holy crap. We might have our first and what I think might be only shit project. Holy crap. Okay, let's just be serious. I mean, what was this movie for? Who was it? Who asked for a Morbius? Wait, who asked for a Morbius movie? Nobody asked for one. My brain hurts when I think about Morbius. I can't believe it was made. I can't believe it. Next up on the list, we have The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the Disney Plus show, and I'm gonna tell you right now, great time. It was a great time. Those first 3 to 4 couple of episodes were a bit rough, if I'm being honest. Like, I was like, okay, I'm watching just because I'm a Spider-Man fan, but it really picks up around that 4th to 5th episode. I can't remember specifically, and that's why it is my favorite that with Spider-Man, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, we have Osborn and Oscorp alongside with the MCU and the Avengers, right? I love that world. I love that world is all connected. It's interconnected. And getting to see like the street level ground shit, like that stuff, like we really progressed. And then we got Daredevil and Spider-Man together, right? Like that's what I mean by connected, right? And with Spider-Man movies now with Tom Holland, it's connected, but it's more of a, we kind of have to wait for it to happen. But then, like, when do you think we're going to get an Oscorp with Spider-Man Brand New Day, right? Do you think we're going to get a Lizard, all of those villains throughout his Spider-Man career, right? Probably not, right? I don't see that happening. And the fact that I don't see that happening, that is why I love Spider-Man, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, because that's the world that we're in. So I can't wait for season 2 to come out. Now we have 2003, the Spider-Man new animated series. I don't know if you guys remember this shit, but this fucking show was brutal. I am going to put it in, it was a great time in this show. Like, it was genuinely like a really good Spider-Man show. It was almost like, I wouldn't say it was at the exact same level as of like The Boys and Watchmen with that realistic approach of a hero, right? But we do have this, like with all these previous Spider-Man projects, as far as like Spider-Man with Tobey or Into the Spider-Verse, right? There's a very fantastical element. Even with Spider-Man, or even with Tom's Spider-Man, right? There's not like a realistic approach. It was more grounded. It was more hard. That, like, I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. I think you know what I'm trying to say. And now we have Spider-Man the Animated Series. The one that came out, I think in the 70s, maybe? Now, may I say, I sometimes watch some episodes till this day. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the white pants category. Because I believe that Spider-Man the Animated Series has the best depictions of his villains. Like, if you want to really get a catalog of who his villains are, what they look like, watch Spider-Man in the Animated Series. Episode, it's a new villain of something new going on. You get the origins, and sometimes you get little teases of other characters from other hero projects. Like, it was actually, I love that X-Men 97, I think the finale, they kind of teased him in one of their episodes, and I thought that was so fun. We have the Ultimate Spider-Man, Disney XD. We can't forget, this one was voice acted by Drake, from Drake and Josh. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people think that he is one of the most annoying Spider-Mans that was happening constantly. And yes, he was very annoying. But we got some fucking peak with the Ultimate Spider-Man. I am also going to put this maybe in a great time. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Ultimate Spider-Man, we got, like... Let me sit back and think about this. Let me dramatically sip my Spider-Man cup. They are maybe the king of cross episodes. I mean, the amount of other heroes that we were able to see in the Ultimate Spider-Man, like, I was like, yo, is this even allowed? With the Wolverine, Iron Man, Captain America, it was such a, like, well-rounded, like, this show, that, like, Ultimate Spider-Man, yes, the narrating was very annoying, but, like, it was still giving us one of the peak, like, ever. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Spectacular Spider-Man that is going right into the It Was Perfect. I don't think that there is any Spider-Man project better than Spectacular Spider-Man. When we talk about Spider-Man being the truest form of his character, right? Because we have a lot of knowledge from the comics, and you kind of, depending on what comic you're reading, you kind of get your own version of what you think Spider-Man is. Well, the Spectacular Spider-Man is my version, 10 out of 10, of what Spider-Man is to me. alongside all of the villains, and it was a very also not as brutal as the nuance of the 2003 animated Spider-Man movie. Like, that one was very rough and grounded. The Spectacular Spider-Man had that, but it was more of a seasoning on top, as far as the other one kind of having it be its main course meal. It was very just seasoned on the top, and it was well flavored with all of the other villains that we've gotten, the relationships. I love when Spider-Man projects are able to kind of dive not only into the burden that it can be to be Spider-Man, but what it's like to have a life outside of Spider-Man and the relationships that we have that with all these other characters. Like, they did it so perfect. And it has like the best theme song ever. Like, it's Spectacular Spider-Man and then The Amazing Spider-Man 2 as far as Spider-Man themes, and then we'll talk about what comes after those. But it was just such a great, and the suit was amazing. And one of my highs for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is that I got to see my boy, the Spectacular Spider-Man, back at it again. He was there. I remember when he came up, I got up out of my seat and I started shouting, and I was like, let's fucking go. Because he's my favorite Spider-Man. I love him. And it's such a shame that there was not a continuation to that story. Like, I would love to see that. Like, I would love to see a continuation. And that is it for our Spider-Man ranking list for all the movies before Brand New Day comes out. We will see where Brand New Day fits. Hopefully he goes into It Was Perfect, right? So let's see what we have. So It Was Perfect. We have Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and the Spectacular Spider-Man. That's okay for me. I love that. In my opinion, I do think that both those movies are perfect. White Pants, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, both the Amazing Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man No Way Home, and the Spider-Man animated series. Don't want to bump anything up or down. I don't know. Nah, it's good just like that. I love that. It was a great time. Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Far From Home, The Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the nuance of Spider-Man, and the Ultimate Spider-Man for a great time. I'm not mad at that either. I'm like really thinking about it. This is pretty. I like that. I like that a lot. I mean, it was all right. Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Venom, and Venom The Last Dance. Okay, I am gonna move. I'm gonna move Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse 2. It was a great time. I do think I enjoy that movie better than Venom Homecoming. Yeah, for sure. I was definitely tripping when I said that earlier. So we moved that up. Disappointed Venom, yep. And LeShit Morbius. Yeah, okay. I'm actually really happy. Take a second to glance. Everybody, tell me what you think in the comments down below. What you would do differently. And that is my ranking list. So I'm really excited to see where Spider-Man Brand New Day goes in all of this. Like I said before, I really hope that it goes into the It Was Perfect. I would love for that movie to be a 10 out of 10. But that is going to do it for this tier list. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys so much for getting the channel to 300 subscribers. This is just the beginning of the biggest adventure for the Jacob Melendo community. I am super excited to keep this channel growing and keep building relationships with all of you. I am so grateful for all the support that I get in any kind of way. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment down below again for any other videos because I take recommendations. I do that seriously. And without further more ado, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one.